Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Built-in Buffalo original. This segment is called Take 5 with ARich. Us at Built-in Buffalo, the team, we always try to brainstorm and find innovative ways to keep the fans engaged and keep them coming back for more information and more opinions. And this Take 5 segment is basically something we implementing because we have podcasts, we have guys that do videos and do shows, but sometimes topics are so hot that you have to talk about it right now. And I know me personally, is some topics I can't wait to discuss. And by the time I discuss it on my regular podcast, it's 2, 3, 4 days old where everybody gave their opinions already. So we're implementing Take 5, where I come on for about 5 minutes discussing a hot topic that just can't wait. It can't be ignored. It has to be discussed right now. And today, my Take 5 is about the squad, about Buffalo Bills. The more I hear my GM Brandon Beane discuss certain topics at the end of the year press conference, I start to get more and more nuggets. Because free agency is up and coming, and we're thinking about $83 million and all that money that we have. We have the 4th most cap space in the league, and we can go up to maybe $100 million if we cut certain guys. So when you hear that number and you see the Buffalo Bills success that we've had over the last 3 years, you start to go crazy in terms of free agency and who possibly we can grab. AJ Green is out there. We could go get AJ Green. We got the money for AJ. We got the money for Amari Cooper. We need receivers. Let's get Josh Allen some weapons. Let's go get the best guys on the market. But when you listen to Brandon Beane's presser, not so fast. And I don't want to burst the fans' bubble, but I want to keep the fans in tune and realistic about the possible things that may happen. And an interesting nugget I got from Brandon Beane's end of the year press conference is he said, we want to draft, develop, and re-sign our own guys. We want to draft, develop, and re-sign our own guys. And what's happening and what's looming with a couple of guys is becoming quite evident that we've been drafting well over the years. And now Dion Dawkins' contract is coming up. Trey White is top 3 cornerbacks, best cornerbacks in the NFL. His contract is coming up. Matt Milano, a very underrated superstar linebacker in my opinion. I seen the picture of Matt Milano, by the way. he's looking like he's ready to take on his next year and take on the next level in his progression and becoming a Pro Bowl player. But we have to re-sign him as well. So as much money as we have good players with contract extensions looming. So when I think about that and I pair it to what Brandon Beane said, I can't go crazy about all these free agents that can possibly be a Buffalo Bill. I can't go crazy about all the meat and potato guys. He said another interesting thing as well. He said, paraphrasing here, sometimes low tier and middle tier guys are just as important as the big fish guys. So I'm thinking Brandon Beane is going to do exactly what he says he's going to do if you don't ignore the nuggets that he dishes out during his press conference. I think Trey White and Dion Dawkins and Matt Milano are priorities in terms of signing, and we know they're going to get sizable contracts. Dion Dawkins is a average to above average to a slightly above average tackle. So we know tackles come at a premium. So we know he's going to get re-signed and he's going to get paid some dollars. We know Trey White is going to get paid some dollars. Me personally, if I'm Brandon Beane, I would try to sign and wrap up Trey White before Jalen Ramsey becomes a free agent. You want to re-sign, you want to extend Tre'Davious White before Jalen Ramsey becomes a free agent, because that man is going to set the market. He's going to really set the market, and we don't need Tre'Davious White looking at Jalen Ramsey's ridiculous contract and getting a higher number than we would probably give him if we was to sign him before Jalen Ramsey signs his new deal. So I think that is vital, and we have these guys to re-sign, and all this money that we do have, I believe, has to go to the players that is already on the team. So as much as we want to sign, could be Austin Hooper or a Henry at tight end to pair with Dawson Knox, they're going to cost, and I don't think we're going to go that direction because of that. And plus, we don't want to stunt the growth, the development of a future star, possible star we think we have in Dawson Knox. Amari Cooper, he's going to command at least $18 to $20 million a year. We don't know if we're ready to pay Amari Cooper that type of salary based on the guys we have to extend. Even AJ Green, he has an injury history. AJ Green is still going to command a hefty penny, and we might not want to go that route. Or if we don't like the number that AJ Green is getting, because we know the NFL, the money's going up every year, and it only takes but one NFL team to offer a ridiculous contract. I'm pretty sure Brandon Beane is going to give his fair market value and offer his fair market value deal to he see fits. And if AJ Green fits that fair market value, then and he agrees to it, then fine. But if some team is going to overpay or pay more than we're willing to pay, it's possible that AJ Green might not come to Buffalo. I know I see a lot of different things and a lot of different people clamoring over AJ Green, but it's possible he might not become a Buffalo Bill because of the money situation. And if there was any year to double up on a wide receiver, I tell you what, we all talking about Amari Coopers and AJ Greens and trading for Stephon Diggs. All these guys are high-priced guys. And when I hear Brandon Beane talk about drafting, developing, and re-signing, and I hear Brandon Beane talking about low-tier and mid-tier players are just as valuable and as important in constructing the team than the big fish guys, I have to think that if there is a year you wanna double up on a wide receiver and get Josh Allen more weapons, hey, this year's draft, why not get two receivers in this year's draft as opposed to signing an AJ Green or trading Stephon Diggs? Why not? It would be a much cheaper option, and you would still be getting and giving Josh Allen the weapons he needs, because this is one of the deepest draft classes in terms of wide receiver that we've had since 2014. So if there is a draft where you want to double up, it's this year's draft. And we might have to settle. We missed out on Greg Olsen. A lot of people, but Greg Olsen, 1 year, $7 million, $5.5 million guaranteed. We don't know what Brandon Beane was going to do in terms of contract. Probably Greg Olsen felt that he has his last shot. He's going to go to the franchise quarterback, Russell Wilson. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But don't think because we have this money, we're going to go after a big name free agent tight end because he's a weapon. We might have to settle for that low tier, that mid tier, that Darren Fells from Houston, the 6'7" guy who gave us trouble in the playoffs, by the way, who is a headache in the playoffs. We may have to settle for guys like Brandon Fells. We might have to settle for guys like AJ Klein, the linebacker from the Saints that McDermott had with the Carolina Panthers to replace Lorenzo Alexander. We might have to settle for guys like that with decent contracts so we could afford to continue to sign and extend our own guys. So that's my hot take for the day. Basically, don't go crazy in terms of thinking we're going to make all these splash plays and splash players in free agency. Another nugget I did take out was, I believe Brandon Beane, by what he was saying, So I believe Brandon Beane would give up and open up the wallet for a pass rusher. I think Yannick Ngakoue is a realistic option, and I think that we are willing to pay whatever it is we need to pay to sign a guy like that, because Brandon Beane said there are 32 teams in the league, and not all 32 teams have an elite pass rusher or have a pass rusher. So those guys come in a premium, and I believe Brandon Beane recognizes those guys come in a premium, and those guys can be very, very effective in any defense, but especially a Sean McDermott's defense. So that's something to look out for. If we're going to spend money on any position, it's going to be on a pass rusher. And that's just my take about things. We'll see what happens once free agency roll around. This is ARich, Akeem Richens. This was more like a take 11, but it was the introductory. So because of that, I had to extend it a little longer. Until next time.